A rather unfortunate turn of events as far as those holiday makers in Jammu and Kashmir are concerned. A warm welcome to this edition of Business at 9. I'm Vikram Oza. Now, this is a place that is known for its postcard-perfect meadows, its gushing rivers, its serene treks. We're talking about Pahalgam. Pahalgam has turned into a scene of horror today. More than 24 people, at least 24 people have been killed. Several others have been injured. And all of this in a brazen terrorist attack that has targeted tourists in one of South Kashmir's most visited spots. The exact toll is still getting confirmed, but officials are already calling this one of the worst civilian attacks in years. The Prime Minister has promised swift justice. The Union Home Minister Amit Shah has already arrived in Srinagar, I understand, for an emergency security review. The Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah has said this attack is on a scale that we haven't seen in recent times. So for a region that has seen a revival in its tourism in recent months, there have been record footfalls from across India and abroad. This strike doesn't just aim to destabilize peace, it strikes at the heart of Kashmir's economic recovery. In fact, in 2023 alone, more than 1.8 crore tourists have visited Jammu and Kashmir, and that's the highest number we've arrived at in decades. This year was expected to beat that number as well. So tonight on Business at 9, we're taking a moment to go beyond the immediate horror, asking some deeper questions. What does this mean for Jammu and Kashmir's hard-earned stability? Are India's civilian spaces, especially those that are tied to soft power, to tourism, are they becoming the terror targets? And what should India's counter-response be, both strategically and diplomatically? Tonight on the show, we're taking a moment to do this, and we have a great panel joining us on the show tonight. It's an important piece to discuss. We have a defense expert in Lieutenant General V.K. Chaturvedi. It's good to have you with us this evening. And a former fighter pilot with the Indian Air Force, Dr. Augustine Vinod, is with us as well. Thank you for making the time and joining us to help us decode. But if you were to break down exactly why this motive, why do you think this has happened, Lieutenant General Chaturvedi? What would you put it down to at the outset in all your understanding of operations that have taken place, and you've seen terrorist activity as well?
This cowardly act is for a purpose with a design, basically to create terror. And it's a very rare that they attack the tourist. This time they have attacked the tourist. So it is to prevent the tourists to come to Delhi. That may be, but it will be very, very unethical against the local population of J&K. Of course, it is also to send a message to the world, because the Vice President of USA is here at present in India, to send a message that the things are not normal. And thirdly, to raise the morale of the Pakistan army, which is at the lowest ebb because of the setbacks they have suffered in Balochistan, NWFP on the Afghan border, and also in Gilgit-Baltistan. So all those combined, they wanted to send in just in about 2 months' time. The Amarnath Yatra is about to start. So it is to create a sense of panic, send a message that things are not normal in J&K, which over a period of times in the last 4 to 5 years, things had become very, very normal. We had an election, we had a duly elected government now in place. So it is with all these purposes that this strike has been carried out on innocent people, unarmed people, the ladies, the civilians, and the children. I can say nothing can be more cowardly than this.
But from a strategic security standpoint, if you can tell us, Dr. Augustine Vinod, do you think our tourist corridors, like Pahalgam, do you think they are underprotected? What may be the possible gaps in the kind of intelligence that we have, or our response systems even?
Vikram, good question. I thank you for this question for simple reason that there has been some kind of lapse because of which these foreign terrorists have come into India and carried out this dastardly act. Let me break it down for the sake of our viewers as to why this has happened and how this has happened. The why question is more important than how. How I'll come to in just give me 10 seconds, I'll come to how. The why is yesterday, day before, you heard Asim Munir clearly talk about how different in a two-nation theory, how different is Asim Munir's population compared to the Hindu population of India. At that time itself, something, I mean, in me, because I've been studying Pakistan Army for a while, did PhD on their missile program and followed these officers for a while. Something in me told me that he has already set some action against India in motion, and that is going to probably show in our motherland in couple of days to come. Just something in me triggered in me. In fact, I was discussing with my batchmates also, and this happened. So he had put this uh, particular action against India in motion,
Yes.
and then he went up on the podium and talked about these things. Now, the most important thing that we need to understand is post abrogation of Article 370 and the valley, the Indian side of Jammu and Kashmir, and especially the Kashmir Valley coming into the mainstream, has not gone down well with the army. And because of their prosperity, the Pakistan army is getting questioned by the POK people in POK. POK wants to now join with their brethren this side of the border, and also the general population of Pakistan are also questioning Pakistan army.
Yes.
So it is the question of survival for them, and how will they survive if we attack them like we did during Balakot? Because post Balakot,
Yes.
though we gave them a bloody nose, post Balakot was Vikram a shot in the arm for Pakistan army, because Pakistan army did something else the next day, and somehow they sort of stayed in relevance for so many years, and nothing happened after that, and now their popularity is dipping. So how do we get the popularity up? Make force India to attack them, and now you say, okay, Pakistan is alive and surviving, and in this world because of Pakistan army. They have to stay relevant, and this is that first step towards staying relevant. But here is my message to Asim Munir. Asim, you can try your best, because this side of India, people of Kashmir Valley have realized that you guys are nothing but a big bogus, hole in the entire blue planet of ours.
In fact, the Pakistan Army Chief, General Asim Munir, had brought up this. He called Kashmir Pakistan's jugular vein, and this was very recent. In fact, Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, retired, is with us as well. Wing Commander, do tell us, because again, you're seeing that rhetoric coming in from across the border from Pakistan about this two-nation theory. How much of that do you think is in play when you consider what has happened in Pahalgam this time?
Thank you very much, Vikram. As far as I'm concerned, this two-nation theory, the general did not know what to talk about, so he opened up two-nation theory without realizing it's already a three-nation theory, and it'll become many-nation theory by now. So he's wasting his breath. The question here is that Pakistan army, to survive, as we have all read, and my friend Augustine was just now telling us, that Pakistan army's identity is based on Kashmir. If the Kashmir problem is finished, the Pakistan people ask army, what are you doing? Already you should be in the barracks. Why you're sitting on the saddle? Because Pakistan army is involved in the commercial activity of Pakistan, 85%. And all the associations, Shaheen Association, a number of associations, they're managing the business. They have to hold the reins. Yes, they don't sit on the horse now. The Prime Minister sit on the horse and they control. Now they have to run the Kashmir issue. The Kashmir issue will only run if you create fire out there. And fire out there can be created, just give me some time. Fire out there can be created if you have these sort of activities which are going on for 40 years. Let me tell you, they are going for 40 years. I have spent minimum 18 to 20 years telling this, that we have a problem of sleeper cells out in Kashmir. They are not under our control. right from the grassroots political level to the government level, they are there. All the people who are occupying the houses of Kashmiri Pandits, they are all involved. Until we control them, because the terrorist, when he comes, there are 8 to 10 kilometers in the border, they're forming up areas there. They launch them, these people are well received, put on underground basements, food, ammunition, money, everything is given, including moral support, religious support, they have ample. Because it was created on two-nation theory, radical Islam is available out there. It's available for them throughout. So they have a cakewalk and they come there. Now we have a problem with ourselves also. Let's be truthful. Until and unless Jammu and Kashmir is under one command and control, you will not be able to solve this problem. You have seen it yourself.
It is a consistent
I have seen it
pattern.
operating there.
Yes.
Let me tell you, the commanders say,
Yes.
we want to control our own turf. If you don't have one command and control, you cannot. And then sleeper cells are available and you have not closed the border.
So there is this consistent pattern, and we are trying to see how these holes are not getting plugged. Every time the region begins to stabilize economically, Augustine, Vinod, you wanted to say something about this. There's a strike. There's a strike that is creating such havoc and putting fear. Are we witnessing this calibrated attempt to derail economic recovery there in Jammu and Kashmir? Is that something that we are actually witnessing, and this is the latest account of it?
Vikram, in fact, I feel this particular move of Asim Munir is going to backfire on him very badly for simple reason. People of the valley have realized it is better to be economically strong than religiously strong. So the economic recovery has shown them that they can be on the mainstream. They can come down to plains, study, become doctors, become IAS officers, and etc., etc. So now they've realized that is the only way. And so many examples in front of us. And Sheila Rashid, for example, I can quote her, and she exactly said the same thing. When I was a kid, I had a different viewpoint. Now that the valley is recovering economically, I have a different viewpoint. Now, the jugular vein that Asim Munir has cut is not J&K. He is trying to cut the economic prosperity of people of Kashmir in India,
Yes.
which is not going to go down well with any of the population who's enjoying the fruits of an recovered economic activity in the valley. Therefore, I feel this particular action of this is not going to go down well with the local population. Is local support, population support will dwindle to nothing in times to come. Over to you.
Fair enough. General Chaturvedi, with the Home Minister now rushing in, there are forces, of course, that will be on high alert. Are you seeing any immediate operational shifts in the valley in terms of cordoning and searching? Because there are obvious loopholes, which, of course, will be addressed. Intelligence network deployment as well. Civilian protection protocols. What do you think is likely to happen now?
Vikram, counterinsurgency is a very difficult operation. A small group can create large damage, and a very small incident can percolate into a very major casualties. This is what has happened. It's not that there has been a failure, but you cannot guarantee in these type of operation 100% that nothing will happen. These things do happen in this type of operation. It can happen anywhere in the world. It has happened in the past. It will happen again. So therefore, I do not see a very major, but operations to nab these terrorists, these 3 to 4 terrorists, and get them to the books and put them to give them justice will definitely be on. It must be already on. The army commander is coming to Srinagar, and I'm sure there'll be a high-level meeting in Srinagar. They will find out the reasons. Some where the loopholes do exist. It is not possible to cover each and every inch of ground in this type of terrain with our people. Therefore, I am sure the armed forces are on high alert. They were already on high alert. One, this type of action is taken. Our immediate aim will be to nab these terrorists. And secondly, of course, we will send a strong message to Pakistan.
Yes.
You dare not do these things.
So-
something definitely will be planned, and correct message to the people whom we need to send
Yes.
will definitely be sent.
I'm getting information that the Home Minister now is in Srinagar. He's getting briefed by the Chief Minister on the current situation on the ground. And we will be getting more information about that. But meanwhile, Augustine Vinod, as far as the kind of conversation that we've been having, is there any iota of doubt in your mind that this is Pakistan who's done this? Do you think India has options that needs to be played up? Which ones would they be?
So once again, see what did Indian Air Force do in Balakot? In one swift motion, in less than probably a second, we finished off 300 plus terrorists who were on the launch pad. That put them back so many years, and now they have to produce so many. And they managed to produce one or two or three cowards and try to push them inside. They are foreign terrorists. They are not homegrown, young boys who have been brainwashed against people who have come as guests to their state. Even Islam doesn't permit that. Islam doesn't permit killing, unarmed children and women. So people who have done that in the name of religion, they're not going to they're going to go straight to dozak. That is the aspect that our valley children understand.
Yes.
The children in our valley also understand that economic activity has brought them another important thing that they were missing.
Yes.
That is school, that is education. So they are not the people who have done
But
this.
tell me, what are the options now that India has? Whether it's diplomatic or tactical retaliation, what are the options that India has right now?
See, first thing, I mean, that's again my personal opinion, that immediate retaliation is going to be like playing into the hands of Asim Munir, and Asim Munir is looking for this. So the pros and cons needs to be weighed, and we need to do an action which has an effect on the ground that he wants to take against us, like we did Balakot. Balakot, we didn't go and bomb places of importance or bomb a road or something. We went and hit those people who were waiting on the launch pad to be launched into India in the thick of winters.
Yeah.
So that is what we will do. Wait and watch. We will hit them in where it is going to hurt them the most in carrying out activities within India.
Right.
We are not going to hit them where Asim Munir is now going to say to the people of Pakistan, look, if you don't keep me in power, if you don't give Izzat to the corner plot to Pakistani Fauj, which is selling milk and votes to people like Wing Commander Bakshi said, 85% of economic activity is done by Pakistan Army, and they also our army.
Yes.
So
Wing Commander wants to say something. Let me go across to him as well. Wing Commander Bakshi, what were you trying to say? I'm just wondering how this plays out in civilian morale as well. These attacks, not only do they hurt tourism, but also the local population who depends on tourism as well. Tell us how you think the forces are managing local trust and confidence in these times. You see some moves towards being able to create that kind of confidence that is required to be able to take on a situation that we are seeing unfold today in Pahalgam?
Absolutely, because I'll tell you, because I was involved in teaching humanitarian laws to the armed forces and police forces in J&K. So I had gone and talked, I visited their jails. So I'll tell you, the question out here is, there are two types of people. In fact, the radical Islam is predominant because the whole thing is based on Islam. The fault line between Hindus and Muslims. And that is how the partition was there. That is how Kashmir was created. That is how the problem of terrorism is there.
Yes.
But there are a lot of Muslims who are more loyal to India than me. And I'm telling you, they are being ignored. Because these people, what they have done, as Augustine has just brought out, and what they did, they came in army uniform, and they approached the tourists. तुम हिंदू है मुस्लिम क्या नाम है तुम्हारा? And moment he found out he's Hindu, he shot them. That's how they killed 2 or 3 now, and so many injured.
Right.
That's what they're doing. This is going to affect the economic the development of the whole thing, but tourism will stop. After this incident, you will see the drop in tourism. And that is what is happening. So, until and unless we get hold of the right thinking Islamic leaders and form up a team with them, and then we work out how to negate the effect. Now, these Devbandis and Barelvis, they are very involved here. They are the Islamic radical school. That's how they are training them. And that's how the Pakistan army is getting them trained. This is one aspect. And secondly, when I was telling you about the sleeper cells can be found out. As I told you, even all the Kashmiri Pandit house occupier, they should be now start interrogation should be on them. And then when we attack the posts across the border, we must occupy them. Yes, surgical strike is very good when you destroy them.
Just allow me to take a moment, Wing Commander Bakshi, to kind of draw the attention of our viewers to the visuals that are currently playing out. These are visuals that we are now getting of the Home Minister in conversation with the Chief Minister, Omar Abdullah. And yes, the LG of the state is also present over there. And there is a meeting, a high-level meeting that's currently underway. One would imagine that there would be certain steps that need to be seen to be taken immediately. And this is happening at a time that you have the American Vice President visiting. So that trigger point, General Chaturvedi, becomes an immediate reason for India to be seen to be doing things. And as far as this entire drive of that strategic partnership between India and US, how much of that takes center stage right now, even as we talk about a bilateral trade agreement? The strategic part of this entire partnership, do you think that is going to take center stage much more in India-US ties?
Nothing is going to happen in a hurry. Indian armed forces are a very, very professional armed forces. Whatever is done, if at the military level the decision is taken, it will be done at the time and place of our choosing to cause maximum and send a message, a strong message to the Pakistan across the border that we mean business. We are not going to act in a hurry. We will take our time, we will choose our targets, where it hurts him the maximum, that will be done. As far as Indo-US relationship is concerned, the strategic partnership that you are talking about, I do not think this incident is going to affect it. We have a much deeper understanding with the US today. US relies on India. The credibility of Indian government, the Indian diplomacy is very, very high. If we explain it to them, the correct position, how it happened and not, this is not going to affect.
But General Chaturvedi, it's not about affecting, it's actually being able to be more efficient about India's counter-insurgency when it comes to infiltration, the control posture as we enter the high activity summer months along the line of control. Tell us where that partnership could actually help and if India should leverage that position.
A lot, as far as you are hinting as that we take the US help in improving our counter-insurgency grid.
Do we need it?
I think that is required. But as far as the intelligence part is concerned, that part we can share. The intelligence sharing already must be in place, and India and US must be sharing intelligence among them. This has happened, one of those things where these terrorists must have come about a week or 10 days in advance. They must have got collected. They must have got the ammunition and weapons from somewhere which are already inside. And they have indulged in this cowardly act. But they will be taken to task. This I can assure you in next 24 to 36 hours. These terrorists will, that is what the reaction of the well-trained professional armed forces is. That will be taken, and thereafter we'll send a message.
Yes.
Thereafter we'll take a proper decision.
Do you think this could affect Amarnath Yatra preparations as well?
Yes. I said in the beginning that Amarnath Yatra, it will not affect. The armed forces will ensure, the police forces will ensure that Amarnath Yatra goes totally without an incident. That I can promise you, because once the armed forces are deployed for Amarnath Yatra, the paramilitary forces are deployed, the police force of J&K are deployed, they dare not enter that protected area.
Right.
Secondly, even the tourists I do not think this incident, though of course that is basically to deter the tourists coming into Kashmir Valley, also to deter the development process that is
We
presently
certainly
on.
hope so. General Chaturvedi, we certainly hope so. And of course,
Last year,
we...
take my word, Vikram, last year it was 34 lakhs. This year it will be no less than 34 lakhs.
Fair
The
enough.
tourists will go, the protection will be provided for, it will be insured. This one odd incident of this type, no armed forces in the world can say that they will prevent it.
Yes,
it
indeed.
can happen in this type. These are counterinsurgency operations are of a different nature.
Yes.
A small force can cause a major
Absolutely. Well,
major damage.
I'm afraid we're running out of time, but yes, indeed, one hopes for the best and better times. Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, Lieutenant General V.K. Chaturvedi and Dr. Augustine Vinod, thank you very much for joining us with your insightful and these grounded takes. It's moments like these that test not just our national security systems, but our collective resolve to protect what is peaceful and beautiful and quintessentially Indian. The guns have spoken today. It's our unity, of course, our preparedness, our moral clarity that will echo louder in times to come. Kashmir is more than a battleground. It is a symbol of our resilience. And the tourism economy, there is not a collateral, it's a core to what we are. We'll continue to track rescue operations, the official response here on ET Now. But thanks very much for joining us on this special Business at 9. Thank you very much and good night.